And last night, Mbappe couldn't convert his penalty kick, and now the French have gone. But this man hasn't gone. He joins us live. David Ginola, good morning to you, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Jim and Joe.
how are you, David? You keeping well?
Yeah, I try, Jim. You know, we're getting old, so we have to look after ourselves, you know.
Well, you're looking all right to me. Is it okay for me to tell our listeners you're sitting there, body resplendent? Yeah, you're sitting in the sunshine. Where do we find you?
That's a secret, Jim. I can't tell you everything. It's part of my life, and I need to keep secrets. So it's a wonderful part of the world. Put it this way.
Okay, we'll go with that. Body beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, he's sitting in the sunshine. I wonder where he is. David Simon is with me. What happened to the French last night? You must be massively disappointed this morning.
Yes, of course, I'm disappointed, but less than the players themselves. Watching the game, I couldn't believe actually in the first half that it was the Swiss who actually dictate the game. They had the possession. They had it was very surprising to see the French let the Swiss play the way they did in first half. And obviously, when the Swiss scored, you start to worry about, because the time goes by very quickly, and during that game, but with the French, you always have this sort of feeling that they can recover from anything. And this is actually what they did. They did exactly that. They came back in the game. They were even 3-1 up. But all the credit to the Swiss, to be honest with you, because the Swiss, they play against the world champion. They have nothing to lose. And they play their game, nothing more, nothing less. They had more envy in the game, more passion. They put more passion. They had nothing to lose. And actually, at the end, when after the 80th minutes, when they came back in the game, I think everything turned the other way, the opposite way, and the Swiss were more confident. And the penalty kick from Mbappe was probably the image of his tournament. Yes. Didn't score any goal. He's one of the best strikers in the world. You expect from Mbappe, like Benzema did, to score goals and to help your team to win games. And yesterday's penalty was just a representation of his tournament. That's it.
David, the French weren't great against the Hungarians. Did you see the sort of seeds of the performance they put out against the Swiss in the game against Hungary? Is it a matter of playing against opposition that they think they can roll over, or is it just simply that the teams themselves they played against stepped up in those two games?
I know exactly where you're going for. It's a bit of arrogance sometimes when you are top of the world and you think nothing can happen to you. You play against the Swiss. You never lose in the history against the Swiss. And, record has to be broken. And for me, statistics like that are not relevant anymore. Why? Because during this tournament and the previous World Cup, we actually encountered some very strange and very interesting feelings about there's no more small teams, small nations. Teams are playing the best they can. Tactically, they are well positioned. You can see it straight away. The Swiss yesterday, they played against the world champion. So for a manager, you know that you put yourself in a position where when you see the middle four with N'Golo Kante and Paul Pogba and Adrien Rabiot and Griezmann and Benzema and Mbappe up front, I mean, you realize that you're gonna have to make everything tactically to avoid any space, any mistakes, and I don't want to put too much blame on the French. I want to emphasize the Swiss, the quality of the game they provide yesterday. It was just unbelievable to watch. But right from the beginning, it's not just something happened during that game. It was from the beginning, the Swiss were more into that game than the French.
It's incredible, isn't it? What about Patrick Vieira? His comments afterwards were quite revealing, David, about a lack of spirit.
What did he say?
There was a lack of spirit. There was a lack of togetherness. They didn't display the attitude that they should have done. I mean, if anybody can talk about French international football, Patrick can. You can, of course, my friend. I mean, he's right. There did seem to be this lack of spirit.
Jim, since the beginning of the tournament, there has been a few games where actually against Hungary, against Portugal, they missed the first half. So
yeah,
they didn't came into the game right from the first whistle. It was like, okay, we wait, we see, and we have 90 minutes and we have plenty of time to score goals. My problem, my concern with that is from Didier Deschamps is to make sure that the players, when you are world champion, you are a title that everyone envy you. You need to understand that if you play against Hungary or against Switzerland, people they're gonna make sure that they're gonna do everything, every single little details will not be forgotten to beat you. And that's the problem. Sometimes you think that, we were champion, we're gonna win a game. And against Portugal, it was exactly the same. First half, it wasn't the best first half ever, but they soon realized that they could lose the game.
Yes.
So they put the foot down in second half. And it happened again yesterday. But unfortunately, against the Swiss, they had a better reaction than us. And I think is all the credit to them, honestly.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. David, what do you think about tonight? If England beat Germany, do all roads lead to the final for England?
I know exactly. You're so passionate about that, and especially when you play against Germany. I remember when I arrived at Newcastle, I was on the couch watching Only Fools and Horses, and sometimes Steve Watson was putting a cartoon called Sid the Sexist, and they were Germany against England versus Germany, and they were saying 4-3, 4-3, that are like the best result ever, but make sure that England is beating Germany by any goals, but a 4-3 for England tonight would be amazing. Why? Because I think that England deserve to win something.
Yeah.
Seconds, I think since 1966 they haven't provided, something to remember, and probably this year is the time. You mentioned all the teams who have been, eliminated from the competition, out of the competition, and it's probably time for England tonight to show their passion first, to show their ability to win, and against Germany is the best example. They are actually a great team, and if you beat Germany, I'm pretty sure you are on the road to win the competition. But Czech Republic, perfect example, or what should be in terms of passion. They have Denmark, teams like that. I mean, I'm amazed by these small nations. We say small nation compared to Germany, France, Italy, and it could be a surprise this year.
Yes, it could. It could.
I would love to see England winning the European Championship. They were my second favorite after French.
David, you and I go back a long way. I must tell
long way, Jim.
I must tell the listeners, you were on my mind, I must admit, when I saw what happened to Christian Eriksen. Did it take you back to the afternoon of May the 19th, 2016, with what happened with you?
It's a slightly different because I did a sudden death, and I was dead for 10 minutes. Fortunately for Christian, he had just a as you say, heartbroken. A heartbreak. It was a bit different. It didn't. So they had time to provide all the safety measure and do everything to save him. But I can't tell you exactly what was my feeling, because it's not something that happened a lot on the football pitch. It's very, very rare. It happened, but it's very rare because we think that first of all, players are well looked after in terms of the medicals and everything. So these days is very rare and very strange and very surprising to see that. But my feeling at the time was my thoughts were going to Christian himself. I don't think really much about me because it's in the past now. I have a second life in front of me. I have a new life, and God gave me a chance to recover very quickly and to find out that there are more simple ways in life to enjoy, and the message to the listeners is if you have check yourself, make sure that you do it at least twice a year because it's important. What is happening inside, you never know. I was in great form when I fell on the pitch. I was feeling superbly, and this is something that can happen to anyone at any time, in any places. So
sure,
of course, on the football pitch is very rare. So that's why we were very very concerned about that. And Christian Eriksen is a massive athlete. He's a great competitor, and you don't like to see that on the football pitch. But we are not different football players than you, Jim. We are journalists, football players, carpenters. Anyone can have anything at the same time because it comes from the DNA, it comes from the gene, from your background, from your family roots. And if you have a dad or a mom or a granddad who have suffered from heart attack, you need to check yourself, when you pass 30, 35.
Well,
40.
David, I can tell you, I'm watching you chat to us this morning on Zoom. I think I'm 9 years older than you. I wish I had a torso like yours, so you look in great shape, my friend. It's wonderful speaking to you.
Thank you very much, Jim, Jordan. Thank you, guys.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.